Each year, the Arabian Sights Film Festival brings the world of Arab cinema to enthusiastic audiences here in Washington, D.C. The 11 films to be featured this year are some of the most exciting yet. They feature films from Egypt, Palestine, and Morocco, in addition to co-productions from Switzerland, Sweden, and France. And speaking of France, we're here at the French Embassy tonight for the opening night of the festival and the American premiere of The Italian, a comedy directed by French director Olivier Barou. But before we start, we have just a few moments to talk to some of the people who came out tonight. We're here at the Arabian Sights Film Festival director Shireen Garib. Shireen, how are you this evening?
Good evening. I'm fine, thank you.
Good, good, good. So the opening night for the film festival is The Italian. Tell me why you chose that film.
The Italian is a lovely film, actually. It's a French film about, called The Italian, about an Algerian man. So there's a lot of international, many international themes about it. But it's a light film, it's a comedy. It can be enjoyed on many different levels. It's humorous, you can just sit back and enjoy it. But there are certain issues raised in the film that also have some serious undertones, so that's why I say it can be enjoyed on many different levels. It is about an Algerian man who lives in France, and he pretends to be Italian for certain reasons. He doesn't want to be confronted with any ethnic biases.
Tell us, what are a few of the other festival highlights this year?
Well, this year we have films from many different countries, but we are focusing on a certain country. We're focusing on Egypt, and we have 5 really intriguing films, very diverse films from Egypt that we're going to be presenting. And we have a couple of interesting guests that will be coming related to these films too. Most notable will be a star, really he's a heartthrob from Egypt. His name is Khalid Abou-Naga. He's the star of the film Microphone. He's also a producer, he's also a social activist. Really active person, he's very eloquent, he speaks several languages, he has great rapport with the audience, and he is really eager to come here and talk to the audience, not just about the starring role in Microphone, but he wants to talk about what's going on in Egypt. He wants to talk about the Arab Spring. He was there in Tahrir Square in January. He was very active, he was part of the process, and he just really wants to come and be sort of an ambassador, if you will, and talk about these issues. I think the audience is going to find, meeting him, hearing him speak, it's going to give a wonderful dimension to the film, to Arabian Sights, but they're going to get a lot out of it. So his presence is going to be very important. We also have another interesting guest, the screenwriter of another Egyptian film. The film is called Cairo Exit. The screenwriter is Alexandra Kineas, and that film is interesting because it's about a young couple and who have different religions, and they're also very poor. So they show, it's a film that illustrates a side of Egypt of the underprivileged and the economically not well off, and what their lifestyle is like. And there were lots of challenges to the making of this film, lots of obstacles, and so we're looking forward to the screenwriter coming and just sort of talking about what are the issues about making films in Egypt? What are some of the obstacles that they face?
Well, you just named 2 films, but any other film highlights this year?
Yes, there is a couple other. There's another Egyptian film called 678 that I wanted to point out because it's one of the most powerful films that we're featuring in Arabian Sights this year, and it's a film that deals with sexual harassment in Egypt. Very, very important subject, and the film brings 3 women together in this drama. 3 women from very different backgrounds and how they choose to deal with this harassment. They choose to do it in their very own unique way, which is a little unconventional. 18 Days is also a very important film that we're presenting because it's the first film that was made after the Arab Spring. It premiered in the Cannes Film Festival. It's a compilation of 10 short stories made by 10 different Egyptian directors, and each short is a story. And the only criteria that the directors were given was that they were just supposed to create something reflecting the 18 days. That's it. So they had free reins, and each story is very different from one another, but each one reflects, it's a combination of fiction and reality, reflecting what was going on in the streets in Egypt at the time.
C'est bien matinal en ce moment, monsieur Fabrizi?
Oui, come on dit chez nous, la mattina è la madre delle grandi vittorie. Sì, capito. Ciao, mamma.
Messieurs, la direction m'a laissé carte blanche pour désigner mon successeur. Ce sera le meilleur de vous deux.
Ok, je signe où?
Ça fait 10 ans que je me casse le cul à bosser comme un chien. Donc l'autre, il se contente de terminer ses phrases par...
Ciao, bella.
Ciao.
Je sais rien de ta vie, Dino. J'aimerais bien connaître tes parents.
Ah oui.
Mourad. Mon Mourad.
Ça va, maman?
Ça fait 5 ans que je suis consciente de tes conneries, ok?
C'est bien, j'ai pas eu le choix.
Oui, je sais. 45 visites d'appartement, 45 dossiers, je suis au courant.
Ouais, et à chaque fois la même réponse. Désolé, traduisez pas l'arabe dans l'immeuble.
Bon, allez, Mourad, quand est-ce que tu nous ramènes une fiancée?
Ah oui, elle a raison, ta mère, elle est où, Madame Bin Saoud?
Attendez, c'est un repas de famille ou un interrogatoire, là?
C'est quoi ton problème?
J'ai promis à mon père de faire le ramadan à sa place.
On dirait que ça t'enchante pas, hein?
Mais si, mais c'est que...
Laisse tomber, tu n'y arriveras jamais. Avec la vie que tu mènes, tu vas te faire griller en 2 jours. Ni manger, ni boire.
Allez donc, je t'ai jamais vu autant à la ramasse, t'as plus de jus ou quoi?
Tiens, bois, t'es tout rouge.
Non, je suis sonné, là.
Abstinence. Les rendez-vous clients à 5h58, moi j'ai jamais vu ça. Dino, toi ce qui te pourrit la vie, c'est pas la religion, hein. C'est ton mensonge.
Je suis d'accord que faire semblant d'être italien tout en faisant semblant de pas faire le ramadan, ça fait beaucoup.
Ah bon, t'es plus italien?
Mais si, chérie. Mais si.
Tenez.
Parlez arabe, monsieur Fabrizi?
Hein? Ben, choukran, chouïa, les baisses.
I've been to the festival before, and they usually show really good movies, so want to check it out.
And what about you, hon?
I'm visiting her, and she decided to take me on a night out and see the festival. She said, I'll enjoy it.
So the opening night film was The Italian. What did you think about that film?
It was awesome. It was really cool. I like the humor, and then also the important, subject as well. So it was combining humor and very important issues together. Perfect way,
What about you?
The humor, but it shows a real story, and it's something realistic that is happening across Europe. I live in Europe, and you see it, so it's something that's really real, and that's what I loved about it. So good combination of humor and reality.
So why'd you decide to come out to the Arabian Sights Film Festival tonight?
Well, I'm really interested in Arabic culture. I was in Egypt this summer, and I thought this was a sort of funny mixture of my experiences in Egypt and my experience in France.
And so the opening night movie is The Italian. What did you think about the film?
I thought it was a really funny sort of exploration of a lot of difficult themes in French society. But I really liked it. It was great.
So do you plan to see any other films in the next week or so?
Yeah, I think so. I really liked tonight. It was a lot of fun, and I'd love to see what's up next week.
Tell me why you came out to the Arabian Sights Film Festival tonight.
Well, I read a little bit about this film, and I wanted to come out and see it.
So the film was The Italian, a French film. What did you think about it?
I thought it was awesome. It's a great, heartwarming story, and really makes you think about how you treat others and how you want to be treated yourself.
What about it was beautiful to you?
I really like the notion of sort of homeland and identity, and I think that it really touched on a lot of these themes of exile and kind of coming to terms with mixed identities. I thought it was really well done.
I loved it. I had seen it one time on a plane on my flight back home, and it touched me to the core. I'm Algerian, and I understand what the Algerians go through when they live in France or in Europe, the racism they face, and the identity problem they have. And this movie touched on a core subject in a funny way. I mean, it's a comedy, it's not a comedy. It's a drama, but dealt with in a very funny manner. And it was beautiful, and I really loved it. And
I thought it was very fascinating because you talk about identity for immigrants in a different country. It forced me to think, as an American here from heritage, and we don't have to go through this. I was talking to my brother about it, that in America it's totally different. It's like a melting pot, so you really don't have to run away from who you are to be an American.